Well, before we get started, I'll give some time for some people to get in the room. Maybe some of my UK people are still up. So, people some time to get into the room. I'll be putting on a jacket. Because it is cold here. Well, cold for here. It's in the upper 30s. And we'll start without our family members. Maybe nobody will jump on tonight. But it'll just make a good live. I was going to, this is generally stuff that I do and say, man, I should have made a video of this. Now, what I'm going to do is I talked to Wayne on our last video. We discussed, well, we got our glass pack mufflers. Oh, I guess I could show the car for all the new people. And yes, for those who do not know, on this video we do classic car restoration, and we complete that restoration in at home using 3-car garage and regular, well, I'm gonna say regular, your basic tools. So what we're doing, I thought I had some more U-bolts, which apparently I'm gonna have to buy, but that's not a problem at all. I just really would have liked to, but see, I gotta have more U-bolts because I have, no, I don't. I bet you they're part of the thing. Okay, I gotta buy U-bolts. That's not the worst thing in the world. Um, and for those of you who do not know who we got, is this my classic car guy back in the game watching us? If not, whoever's jumped on with us, welcome tonight. I'm actually going to make some templates for our brackets that we're going to weld to the frame. Mrs. Channel. Okay, Mrs. Channel. What kind of car do you have, Mrs. Channel? Um, Let me see. Um, Let me show you what we did. Putting the glass pack mufflers on. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and hit that like button, and also let me know what country you're from. I know I got a lot of UK friends that come on and join us. Now, remember I was telling you guys, old school, they used to have straps that had like a rubber ball on the end that stuck in there, and then it wrapped around this deal, and that's how you held it on. Well, when you get into the classic car stuff and people want to be super cool and super fancy, they want this tucked up more, not hanging like it used to be. And the more this hangs, that's why we got to go away from the straps. The more this hangs, the more pressure we're putting where the bolts are connected to the bottom of the header. Because this is pulling down and it's pulling against those bolts. So we don't want that. Thanks for hitting that like button. They got 6 people, man. Let's get those likes up. So let me hit another light for you guys. I'm going to set the phone down for a second. I'm going to hit another light. I want you all to see as good as possible what I'm talking about. All right. So if we put the straps that used to be on it and it's hanging, like a strap used to go in here, and that would wrap around here and hold it here. Um, that puts pressure up there where it bolts in to the bottom of the header. And so to avoid that, what we're going to do is weld. I'm going to make like metal C's. They're going to be brackets that come out like this. And this, see that? That's a U bolt. And it's just this U right here is threaded. Nuts go on here. And I'm going to turn it. You see that? That little thing's in the way. And when I turn this, I'll weld little bracket from the frame that comes out and goes down, and I'll have a hole in that. And then a bolt will go through here into that bracket that's welded to here. And we're going to weld it so you can see where I am in front of it, because this is going to rattle, because that's what this is for. I'm going to do it in front of this and in back of it. All right. And so we're going to have a U-bolt right here in the back here, and a U-bolt up here. Now, I have air going through my, this is my air line for my airbags. I don't want to weld right here because I know, even though this is some really thick steel, I don't want to get that hot and melt that. So the further away I can go from that, the better. So I'm going to do it up here. Right? The further away I can go from this, because that goes in through here, out into my airbags. It goes through my frame. So I'm just going to make a piece that goes maybe up 2 inches, out and down 2 or 3 inches. Drill a hole in that, weld the back part to the frame, and then put a bolt through the bushing and that's welded onto here. And we'll do that on the back. Now, here's my other problem. As you get down here, who do we have in here? Okay. When we get down here, you'll see this is a little different. This piece is actually connected to here. I'm going to have to cut that off and maybe just U-bolt it, because this is how far my exhaust is going. I'm not running it through here. This goes over the brakes and out the back, and it's a tailpipe setup. I'm not doing that. I'm stopping here and curving it down. That'll make it extra loud. So tonight I'm going to measure how I'm make some cutout models of cardboard, and once I have the cutout models, I'll just bend some steel, and we'll have our oh, for those of you who haven't seen the car, I don't know, some of my normal followers usually will have said hi, so I'm assuming the people that are on haven't seen the car. This car was 100% taken to loose. The dashboard is handmade. The original dashboard was all cracked up. This is a fiberglass dashboard, so it's a one-off. But the everything's custom. The package tray, that was cut out. Wood's over there. The vinyl is over there. Trunk, same thing. All that's done in this garage. The entire assembly of the car taken off the frame, put back on the frame. All that was done in the two-car garage. So what we're doing now, we're gonna find some cardboard. And to be honest, it doesn't have to be anything super. You're gonna see how easy this is gonna be. You see this? Right? This is what we're gonna do. Let's tear off this long piece. Right? As I'm looking, this goes to the cruiser skirts that goes on the car. These are actually handmade. They don't make cruiser skirts for a 64 Impala, so I did, since Chevy didn't. The video is actually on here on how those were sculpted. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this is the distance from the frame I need. And then I can just put this on the cardboard, bend it, and now I know what my bracket's going to look like. But if this just happens to be the right distance, we're going to get lucky. So let us see. And the distances may vary because this is an X frame. You see it's Y separate right here. Like that's the transmission. That's the frame. This is the frame. Then as you go down, the frame meets. And then when you go to the back, it separates again. That's why this is called an X frame. I think 59 to 64 are X frames. So I'm gonna sit this hopefully where you guys can see what I'm doing. And let's say this were here. This is actually perfect. You see that? See that? So as long as I got more of this and more of this, I know my cameraman is terrible. I'm the cameraman. See, if I got more up under this lip against the car, I weld this part on right here. I weld this part on here and have some more lip that goes down and have this go down. That's a perfect fit for what I need. So, I'll show you how you want to do this. You know what I could do? I could bend some of these. But just for now, I know that this is the distance I need. One sec. Take this, bend the steel here, bend the steel here. Because I have flat bars of steel. Not bars, but flat pieces of steel. Thick steel. All I need to do is put it in a vise and make sure that the bends align with this. So now see that? Now you say, well, man, that's a whole lot bigger than that piece. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna cut a piece of steel, bend it like this, and then I'm gonna weld it right here. See that? And then I'm going to cut a circle here. And that circle will be the same size as this circle. So when I turn this, I just bolt it together. Now, that'll only help me for this one because this is an X-frame, and because of how this is shaped, I'm going to need another one. And that will be the distance between here and here. Because we want to go behind the muffler and in front of the muffler to stabilize it. So what I can do is take my piece and that's too big. See that? So I need a smaller bracket for back here. Because, so what do? We take off this U-bolt, right? All right, just because I got the camera on it, it doesn't want to cooperate. Now, for what reason? All right, that's just to aggravate me. So I'm going to leave that where it is, and we'll just get a different U-bolt. You guys, when you're on camera, that kind of stuff will happen. All right, we got a U-bolt top. Now we need the U-bolt bottom. Where's the U-bolt bottom? Where would the U-bolt bottom? Ah, there it is on the other side. I'm going to go grab the other side. So that means we have 2 U-bolts we have to buy. 2 U-bolts we got to buy. All right. Here. That's P. Actually, I could show you over here, but the light is better over there, so we'll go back to the other. But this is the bottom of your U-bolt that goes around your exhaust pipe and screws in. See how that's threaded on either side? All right, let's see what we got going. Hope everybody had a restful holiday. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but if you do, I hope you enjoyed yours. There you go. So this is going to go over here, and I'm going to have to sit this down again so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So, oh, great. Now, see, you saw how one of them I couldn't get it off. This one it won't stay on. But I'm going to do the same thing, measuring. It's hard to do with one hand, but I'm going to do the same thing, measuring from here to here, like we did in the front. And I'll make another. How did this get turned around? I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to measure from the frame to the U-bolt end. And so we'll have two, and we'll know approximately what we need to have. I'm going to do it out of the heaviest gauge of steel that I can do it out of, that I can bend relatively easy with a vise. And so we got it bolted from the front to the back. Also, let me show you what else. Ah, hit my head. That's not fun. So this is one piece that we have. And you know what? Now I'm not going to waste you guys' time making the second one with you on. But I'm going to show you what else we did buy today. Now, you will probably see the most Christmas house you ever planned to see tonight. But I got to cut through. Is that crazy or what? But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So guess what? You're going to see some more Christmas. Look at this. He's ready to read your kids a story. 7-foot pencil, 8-foot pencil tree. And into my office. And this is what we're looking for. Our gaskets, our flange gaskets. And these go in between these go where the exhaust pipe meets the header, and it goes in between there. They use some little gasket glue to put on there to make sure that extra sealed, but we got those. So that's pretty much the plan. I'm going to make those two brackets. I'll bend steel to match this one, and then I'm going to make a smaller one right now, and then I'll just make these out of steel. I actually should have I left the steel at my office because I have a vise at my office that's a lot easier. I work at a university. And I'll bend them tomorrow. That's why they're not here to bend. My vise is not that great. Not that great. And I've been putting off buying a vise. If you got a garage and you doing cars, buy a vise. You got to buy a vise. I got welders, I got everything else, but I just have not bought a vise, which is stupid. But I have access to vices, so I just haven't. So I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but what the heck? People who want to stay with us can stay with us. The people who want to go can go. We're going to go ahead and make this little, we're going to make this bracket out of cardboard. So you guys check the game out. Okay. Ow. That's going to be hard to do. You see the problem that we have? There's barely, there's no room. There's no room. I have to cut this, I'd have to cut this off, shorten it up, re-weld it, because there's no room. Maybe if I moved it up. No, it's not creating more room. So maybe if I come, I'd have to go in front. I'd have to go over the actual muffler. But I'm still not getting enough room. Yeah. Okay. Let's say it's on there. That's still not enough room. I don't know if you guys can see that. But that's not enough room like we have up front. Maybe I can come over it like this is doing, or somehow make the U-bolt work with this. But I gotta make it happen. Maybe weld, oof. This is proving to be more than I thought. Maybe weld. Hey, what if I weld this to this? But that pipe is too wide. Yeah, well, if I weld it like this, then I can just pull this and cut this off. See where that's been welded on there? I can cut this off and just put this on there. And then I could weld the other U-bolt to the frame like this. Yeah, just have it flat against the frame like that. The pipe slides in it, and then we just screw it on. Oh, wow. This is why custom cars or car restoration cost so much. Because something that is seemingly easy, you gotta think your way through. And I think that's going to be the move. Is just cutting those ends off, welding the U-bolt to the frame, and screwing it in. So what I'm going to do, hey, thanks for those 3 likes. Thanks for working that like button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a once over on the car, and then we're gonna get out of here. What's up, young men? Oh, my classic card guy. Was hoping you were here. I thought about what you. Well, I finally got what you said about the scrap metal. What I did was I bought some flat metal in a in the heaviest gauge I could, where I can bend a bracket and weld one side of the bracket to the frame and cut a hole in the other one, and then use the U bolts to go through that. So everything is welded to the frame and bolted onto the frame. But because this is an X frame, it comes so close to the frame, I cannot use the bracket idea that I can do on the front of the muffler on the back of the muffler. So what I came up with was this. And you can tell me if this is something you've tried or something that you've seen before. But like I said, I don't know how long you were on. You may have seen me come up with it when I was under there. I measured off the bracket in front and kind of did a little paper stencil of what that bracket would be as far as size and length in front of the muffler. Because we're going to go in front of the muffler and back of the muffler so we don't put too much pressure on the bolts that on the flange bolts. So if we're here and I cut metal out like this, I weld this side onto the frame and this side hanging over like this with a hole in it. Then all I have to do is turn this U-bolt to that, go through that hole and the bracket, and this is locked onto the frame. So this is all good. But this idea doesn't work here because the exhaust contours and tapers into the X-frame. So there is no room. It goes all the way to the frame. So it's nowhere for me to make that happen. Let me read what you just wrote. Yeah, it'll work for the front one, but check me out. If I weld the actual U-bolt to the frame, look what happens. If I either weld it to the frame or weld it to where the old strap used to hang from, if I weld that like that, maybe like this, I can just screw that on and screw that off. And then I just put the front on it, and I don't need that. I can cut this part off. I can cut. I can cut this part off because I won't need it. This will go on and off like that. I just have to get a strong enough weld on that frame, and I think I should be able to. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. And then do the same thing down here where it's even closer. So I'm thinking just using the actual U-bolt. What if you just turn the U-bolt where it faces the frame? It will get you a black bolt drill for your hole through and a couple of washers and bolt it down. Yeah, but that's why I'm not understanding. If the U-bolt is facing the frame, I can't bolt into the frame. That's what the issue is, which is why I would have to weld to it. I don't know if I drilled into the frame, I can't get anything on the other side of the frame. A lag bolt. Oh, you mean one of those that open up once you put it in? It opens up inside the frame and have that coming out. Is that what you mean? Let me know if I'm tracking you properly. Because I know it's some threaded bolts that you stick it into the hole you're working in and it opens out. But those are kind of hard to deal with. But yeah, that's the idea we have. If a lag bolt, let me look up lag bolt. I'll look up lag bolt, and if that's what I think you're talking about, that's an idea. But like I said, I was just going to do it and come back and show you guys. And I said, let me just go live and show everybody what's up as I'm doing it. But like I said, for those of you who haven't seen the car, here are my headaches. These right here look super cool, but as I started talking to people, everybody has a hard time with these leaking. I'm having a hard time with these leaking. So I am gonna have to work that. Now I do know somebody who knows how to do it. So I talked to him earlier yesterday, and he'll come by and help me with that. I extended my. Let me show you. Why this is a problem. We're going to switch transmission talk right now. I'm gonna cut on the light so you guys can see this transmission and see the problem that I had. Oh, I'm sitting there pulling on the muffler like this thing is bolted in. Okay, let me get the light on for you. Like Motel 8 or Motel 6. All right. This is your Saginaw 4-speed transmission. These are your links. And for whatever reason, my link arms were too short. So what I did was I bought some threaded round bar and an extender nut, screwed it onto the shifter link and extended them out. And that's what got me going. Now, how they come up too short, I don't know, but I do know that that is not an atypical problem. So I don't know if it's something about that goes from car to car or what, but that was the fix I made. We had to take out our starter, and let me give you a once over on the car. Let me see. Now lag bolt. No one big lag bolt that will fit through the frame where you could put a bolt and washer on it. I don't know how a bolt would fit through the frame. Unless you mean completely through the frame. I don't. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I guess in theory that would work. Um, hmm. I know. I guess in theory that could work. I don't know. Let me think about that. Let me think about that. I'm gonna give you guys a once over on this car, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Gonna sand it down, get it painted. I got some chrome, sticky chrome that's going to go in here. I'm line in here with a little chrome. It's going to be really clean. I'm going to upholster these corner pieces and sit them here, and then they don't come down flush. I'm gonna use Velcro to keep them in place. I'm gonna weld a little lip up here, and I'm gonna have lights under here that'll shine out, and just a regular carpet like what's inside the car. And like I said, this one's almost ready to go, so I'm looking forward to getting my Bel Air down here so I can cut the top off of it and weld in all the pieces to my convertible Impala and have a 62 convertible rag, and that's going to have high lockup hydraulics. I love the gold touches that put on it. Let me pull this out some. I don't know why when it goes live it starts off so drawn in. But yeah, this ride right here, this is a good ride. But to be honest with you, oh, and I have a Continental kit coming. Continental kit is a little spare tire deal that comes back there. That's coming. It should be here this month. In fact, I need to call the vendor in the morning. Might be because the linkage is for a 4-speed Muncie. They have shorter rods. No, the 4-speed Muncie is completely different because they accidentally gave me 4-speed Muncie, and their arms are different. Yeah, Muncie and Saginaw, as much as they look alike, the arms are different. No, and I had the old arms. Then I went and bought new arms because I thought maybe something happened over the years and somebody put the wrong stuff on there. No, um, it just it's just something that happens. I don't know why. I know that this motor and trans was in a '57 Chevy, and maybe it has a shorter base or something. I don't know, but it really should not have made that much difference. But I'll get it figured out. That's part of what we're doing. But that's where we are tonight. Where are you guys? So you guys make sure you put your what country you're from. I know I got a lot of UK people, and if you're in the US, put what state you're in, and I'll be looking for you guys on the next live. So you guys take it easy. Hopefully tomorrow I will have. I know I'm not gonna feel like welding, but I'm gonna weld some jive up tomorrow, man, because I'm ready to get this car down and knock knock. We in Texas. We're gonna be back in 60 and 70-degree weather within days, so I can still take it out and drive it around. Like I said, I'm not in a rush to drive the car like have people see it. I just want to make sure it's working. Um, but we are done for the night. I want to make sure the lights are out. And I will see you guys on the next live. You guys take it easy.